Hey folks, today I want to share with you a use case of a real world, no bullshit AI project that I did for a client of mine. Their challenge was, they're a company in the travel sector, and their challenge was that they were working with a questionnaire and data from a questionnaire, tens of thousands of responses with travel destinations. And you can just see how this looked like. It comes in all different spellings, languages, and it wasn't really something that can be easily analyzed when it comes to figuring out where do people actually travel. Just to give you a bit of a sense of the diversity of the data and the messiness of human data, these are the 21 different ways that Cambodia, the country Cambodia, was spelled in the data set. The way we went about doing it was, of course, every project starts with data preparation. This is just to make sure that there's no personally identifiable information, for example, in there. Then we went away and collected just a few examples. We're talking maybe a dozen or two, where you have the original. Zurich is not a country. You'd want Switzerland. Canary Islands is a set of islands in Spain. And also to tell the AI, when to just leave something. Latin America can't be resolved in a country, so just mark it as such. So I gathered those examples, and this is probably one of the more fun parts of the project. I gave those dozen or two examples to Claude, which is similar to ChatGPT, and I asked Claude, hey, write me a prompt that maps messy human written country data to nicely formatted data that is consistent across the whole data set. And Claude came back and wrote a nicely formatted prompt. There's a bit of iteration that was involved, back and forth. So, you're a human and you know exactly what you need. So, give the AI a bit more context what you require. Probably went and iterated 2 or 3 times on this process. And then decided, what should we do with errors or things that the AI can't really resolve? So should it leave it in? We decided, hey, mark it if you don't know what to do with it. If there's a country you can't resolve, if there's some text that you don't know what to do, just leave it in there and mark it for human review. We'll come back to it later. Then I went back to Claude. I asked it to create a Python script. Python is a programming language. I could have written this myself. Probably would have taken me 2 hours at least. Claude spat it out in a minute or two. And so that's what I did. I ran it, and in the end we got a output data set that had entries that again didn't match anything or couldn't be processed by an AI, marked for review. This process is called human in the loop, where an AI does something, but you as a human who has the context and has the ability to decide is this right or not, you can go in and you can look at that data. Everything that's read has something that didn't quite compute, that the LLM couldn't resolve. And so then an employee could go through and look at the last 3% or so of the data and correct that. Just something that otherwise would have taken multiple days probably. Could be done in, process took maybe 3 to 4 hours, start to finish. Cost maybe $5 in terms of cost for the API. And so this was a really cost efficient project to process a data set that otherwise either you wouldn't have worked with at all, or it would have taken a long time to process and to work with, which might or might not be worth it given the quality of the data. If this is something you enjoy, if you have data sets or use cases where you say like, hey, maybe AI could use me save costs, get more revenue, be more efficient potentially. I can help you assess whether AI makes sense in a project like that. Again, this took a few hours start to finish, even including implementation. There might be smaller or bigger projects that you also have. If that's the case, get in touch. And if you want to hear more about this particular project, I'm happy to talk more about that. Maybe also go deeper into technical details. But for now, that's it. Talk to you soon.